My prayers have been answered. Oh my god, we just got a Bruce solo date, the opening night in Santa Ana, California, which is exactly what I hoped they would do. And we just got it. So the date actually leaked 2 days ago. Somebody got emailed about it by Live Nation. You know, they're like, oh, you favorited this artist, here's a show near you. And it had the image of the spoken word tour on it. So people were like, oh, is this like a spoken word date?
But it was strange.
But it was 3 days before the Guadalajara date, which was the current first night of the tour. And then it disappeared, and we were all kind of freaking out because we all want to go, you know?
It was weird because you could even see prices and stuff and pre-sale dates.
Well, that was on the venue's website.
Right.
Like, the venue's website had prices, they had the show listed.
And all it said was Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah, and I mean, it's 3 days before the tour started. I knew it had to be. I knew it had to be a show. But that disappeared, and the pre-sale was supposed to be yesterday, so I sat my ass on the computer when it was supposed to go on pre-sale, just making sure it didn't magically reappear, even though I didn't have a pre-sale pass or anything. But today, they officially announced it. I can read the press release. Bruce Dickinson announces 2 new touring band members and a one-off warm-up show for the Mandrake Project. Ahead of the release of the album, the Mandrake Project via BMG on March 1st and the start of a 4-month tour, Bruce Dickinson has revealed the addition of 2 new guitarists in the touring lineup, Swedish-born guitarist and songwriter, multi-platinum credited producer Philip Naslund, and Swiss session and touring guitarist Chris DeClercq, who incidentally played on the current single Rain on the Graves, will add their fire to the band members Dave Moreno, Mysteria, and Tanya O'Callahan. Sadly, and with regret, guitarist and producer Roy Z will no longer join the band on tour due to some personal commitments, explains Dickinson. He will remain in LA to work on some remixing and remastering of the catalog. We all know the show must go on, though, and this project is too important to everyone to not be the very best it can be. I'm gutted about Roy because he assembled most of the album and touring band, introducing Mysteria and Dave Moreno to the project, and mentoring guitarist Chris DeClercq. I'm so excited about what both Philip and Chris will bring to the stage together, and now my only ambition is to grab a little piece of the audience heart with every night. Gonna grab my heart, I promise. The first chance to see the 6-piece live will now be at the Observatory, Orange County, USA, on April 15th, with tickets going on sale Tuesday, February 20th. We're not afraid of doing some growing up in public, explains Dickinson, so this show will be as close to a rehearsal show as you can get. It's exciting to think what these musicians can do and will do when there are over 1,000 fans in the room.
A nice clunky warm-up show. Just like Ljubljana.
The fact that they said this is a first night too, like, I accepted the fact that we weren't going to get a whole tour this year, but I'd been just like, I had this hope in my heart that we would just get an opening night, even if it was in California. Thank God we got exactly that. But
that's where the band's based.
But it was funny because the other night, it was the night that got leaked, I was sitting there brushing my teeth and looking at myself in the mirror like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay if I don't see Bruce this year. I'm going to stop feeling sad about it. And then it was that night, like an hour after I just like finally closed the book, accepted it. It's going to happen next year.
Yeah, no, it's happening now.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
It's less than 2 months.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm freaking out. We're going, if you haven't already noticed that from my excited vibe. I am going, and I'm super nervous about pre-sales because it's just...
We're going to attempt to go.
It's such a small venue. I will be a ball of stress till then. I can't believe it's so soon as well. Mm-hmm. Like, the album only comes out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we're only going to have it for about 6 weeks before we see it live.
And speaking of, apparently a lot of people are already getting their hands on the album.
Are they?
Yeah, like some record stores have been selling it early for some reason, I think. And it's been just like showing up on eBay.
Oh,
so like,
let's go get a copy.
There's like, I don't know where to get it. It's just you're lucky if you can. But yeah, so there's already been like reviews and stuff from just normal fans coming out. So, it's out there. People are listening to it, and I can't...
Has there been any good reviews? Bad reviews?
I mean, just from what I read, like, people say it's like, it's No Chemical Wedding, which I don't expect, but it is very good. This has just, like, fired me up now, because, like, I kind of, like, kept the Bruce album on the back burner, because after Rain on the Graves, I wasn't the biggest fan of that one, so between that and, like, okay, there's no show or anything, I'm just gonna, like, quell the hype for a bit until it comes out, and then I can have something to be excited about. My God, like I was shaking when I saw that announcement. I was so excited.
Yeah, she was kind of poking at me, like telling me a little bit about it, and she's like, "Oh, this might happen. Do you think maybe we should?" And I was like, "Yes, we should." And she was like, "Okay."
Well, here's the thing: is like we assumed he was going to do a tour this year, and we're like, "Okay, I'd like to hit 3 or 4 dates," and then no tour happened. And I told him if there's even one date in the U.S. this year, I want to go. And there's the date, and I'm like, oh my God, it's literally like exactly 2 months from now. I'm like, is he gonna still want to go to this? Thankfully, yes. So
I'm on board.
Yeah, we obviously will be taking the channel along as long as we get tickets, as long as all of that goes smooth. We'll be taking you guys along with a vlog and everything. So pray for us, pray we get tickets because, yeah.
And, not to start the speculation train, but this is happening in California. Adrien lives in California, and if there was ever a chance for him to guest appearance with Bruce and maybe play his Final Frontier solo on Accident of Birth, this might be the chance.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was thinking that because when Smith and Kotzen toured the UK, Nico happened to be over there at the time, and he got on stage and he covered Wasted Years with the band. So if that happened, if Adrian's in California at the time,
he's free. He's open.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got on stage and did a couple of songs from the albums he was part of.
Do a 3-guitar Maiden style
thing. Well, one of them would
gracefully bow
out for this song. No, the songs. But yeah, I don't know, man. I went from being like, okay, it's not happening. I'm gonna come make peace with that fact, and now it's like,
no, it's exciting.
God, we're going.
I think a lot of people are feeling this excitement because I've seen speculation across Reddit, across all these forums of people talking about what this show is that's been going around the last couple of days, but now it's out.
So when the show actually went private, like they took it off Ticketmaster suddenly. A few of us got worried that this might be like a private show, like just for like friends and family,
private comedy show.
Not for the general public. I'm like, if that leaked and I know about it and I can't go, I'm gonna be so sad. But yeah, because I'm glad. Like we contemplated maybe doing like Mexico City, and I was like waiting to see if a date came out, and I kind of decided it probably isn't going to happen now, and then it was like, do we go to Mexico City or not? I am so glad I didn't decide to do that now because I wouldn't feel like I could go do the California date.
But it's like I had mentioned to you before, it's also going to kind of quell our appetite for more Bruce dates in the future because we're just not going to be a first opening night, just like Ljubljana was unbeatable.
Yeah, so I'm so happy to be there the first night. Like the last time Bruce toured, I was a child. Like
2002.
Hadn't even heard of the band. I was just doing my thing in school. No chance to see him. So it's literally my very first chance to be able to see him live.
I mean, he hasn't even performed any of the Tyranny of Soul songs, so they're gonna get a live debut.
I hope so. I think, like he said, for certain Accident of Birth and Chemical Wedding stuff will get played. But I hope, I'd love to hear Abduction, anything like that.
I think they'll play Abduction.
Kill Devil Hill, even Navigate the Seas of the Sun. So
yeah, bring it on, Jerusalem.
Yeah, so, pray for us with this pre-sale. I really, really, really want to make this happen, and that's my only worry. Like, I'm down to buy flights. I've already got a place booked to stay, so...
If you know you're going, we'll hopefully see you there.
Yes, so anyways, let us know your guys' thoughts on this. Are you excited for the album coming out in like 2 weeks? And what songs would you like to hear and play live?
Well, that'll wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one.